Hey, you guys, Ironheart86 here, and I'd like to say welcome back. And I've been gone for a really long time on this channel, mainly because I've been busy on my other channel. So I'm back from the hiatus and everything. And what I'd like to say is that we're gonna be playing some Minecraft, going back to my server Kyanthia. And as you can see here, this is pretty much the new launcher. It's a really big difference from the previous launcher that they had and everything. They have like new options and everything. They have like switch account and everything. A new graphical interface. It's really interesting and all. And it has to like here's the whole deal with Kyanthia and everything. But anyway, um, so this is the one I'm in right now, or at least no, actually it's this one, latest version. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started preparing. And while it's waiting and preparing everything else, so I have had a little drawbacks and things like that, like for example a couple of my investors and people who were working on the Kyanthia server, a couple of the board members, in reality, pretty much backed out and everything, and pretty much it was for personal reasons and things like that. Is that apart from them being board members, they're close friends. Okay, so we're back in Minecraft. I haven't played it on here in quite a really long time and everything. So let's go ahead and check Kyanthia. Let's see, refresh. So apparently I haven't made update changes to the server, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're back, and let's go ahead and check Kyanthia. I haven't been here on a really long time because I've been busy with a lot of stuff and everything. So let's see. So as you can see here, there's like this aqueduct that I made and everything, and there's a whole bunch of other things. Oh, and then here's one of the villagers. Kind of reminds me of Trailers from the Diamond Minecart. I haven't watched that channel in a really long time and everything, and so as you can see here, there's not much, so there's really a lot of work to do, and that's what I've been trying to get a lot of the people that I invite on here to do and everything. Because in reality, there's a lot that needs to be done and all. This is going to be a really large project and everything, and it's really difficult to manage all these things. These little problems here and there and other stuff. And it's not just hard because of the amount of crafting that needs to be done on a lot of the structures and all, but it also like working with things like plugins and stuff like that. And the thing about plugins is that if you're a hacker or you're just an enthusiast messing around with mods, plugins, things like that, it can be very tedious because in essence, what you're doing with like the plugins and everything, all the mods, plugins, and everything, you're essentially doing software engineering because you have to tamper, you have to mess with a lot of things that to make sure they work right and all. And it's very tedious because you mess with you start out with simple plugins, and that's one of the advices my engineering mentor told me. When I first started working with this, you always start simple, and then you work your way up to more complicated. And that's one of the engineering principles. You're supposed to start simple, and eventually, if you need to, work your way up to like more complicated settings and all. But anyway, this is another thing I hate, the whole X-ray glitch thing. It attracts people, but at the same time, it just becomes annoying because this is pretty much issues rendering and shit like that. Okay, so let's see. Ah, there we go. Okay, GM2. And then bench. Ever since I got this like gamer mouse and everything, it has been a lot more simpler to pretty much just like play Minecraft, because originally I used the touchpad to in place of the mouse and everything. But anyway, originally I used the touchpad, and it became difficult. If you've seen the touchpad I have, it's really worn out. It's completely worn out like crazy. It becomes really hard to use and all. And I really need to replace a lot of the pieces from my laptop. I already did like a lot of substantial upgrades, things like that. I really need to clean up my laptop in reality. Oh, that's just great. Okay. Okay, this should be good enough. GM1. Oh, okay. So this is a tunnel that I made here and everything. It's a lot of there's a lot of work to do and everything, and it's become like very tedious, very difficult to do this. Okay, now let's check the plugins. PM. I got like mostly 11 plugins. I don't put that much or anything because the problem with it is that every time, one of the things I really hate is every time they update. Now, don't get me wrong, I like a lot of the updates and things like that, a lot of the changes they do and everything like that, but as far as things go, every time it breaks the plugins, it breaks everything, and it just becomes really tedious and very difficult to like patch things up on the whole deal with the plugins and everything. Let's see. As you can see here, there's like lava and everything here. As you can see down there, there's the little cool pillars from like Mortal Kombat and everything. You know those skeleton pillars that they take out and everything. I have no idea what happened there. So I am gonna try to like fix everything up, and just that, like I said, I've been busy with a lot of things. There's so much that I have to do that it really eats up my time and everything, and I don't a lot of the time I don't even get time to even do a lot of my personal things or anything like that. Okay, so let's see. Damn it, I'm trying to. One of the things I hate about this is that it becomes like kind of hard to fly and things like that. Yeah, trying to fly here. So yeah, this needs a lot of work and all. So I guess the best thing I can do right now is start off with like something simple. And and that's another thing. I haven't checked on like some of the updates they've done on here or anything like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and check inventory, because I know they have put like new blocks, things like that. Okay, so everything normal. So far, I don't see any new blocks apart from that, like from previous versions and stuff. Okay, building blocks, they're almost essentially the same except for like red nether brick, red nether wart block. Okay, decorations. Yeah, and crystal. Roughly about the same. It's like bolts, different wood, and I know it's spawn village, spawn village, and straight spawn backs. They have like these evil villagers that they have taken out and things like that. It's really interesting some of the changes they have done as of late on Minecraft. Okay, search items. This is food stuff. They have all sorts of like new types of food and everything. It's interesting. Weapons are like about the same right now. You know, nothing new. Same pretty much. Potion of harming and all that. Oh, there it goes. Now, this I remember there were some arrows. Oh yeah, there goes the arrows. So, they have done some changes, not that much like I expected, but anyway, let's see. So let's get started. So what I need is a fence, wall. I think it was a wall, but like a brick wall. Okay. So, it is kind of laggy and everything. So let me see. Like 3 in between. So let me go to the next one. Get this. In reality, I really miss playing Minecraft. It's really fun and everything. It's like I said. I've been busy with so many things. It's like irritating, you know. Yeah, I'm having trouble flying for some reason. Let me change it. Jam 3. Jam 1. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me see how many I put on here. Ah, crap. Well, at least I know it's 3. Yeah, I'm lagging a little. And I don't know why. It might be the computer. Who knows? It might be the computer because I have a faster internet, so it really shouldn't. I really shouldn't be lagging or anything like that. Yeah, 3. Yeah, I really shouldn't be lagging. GM1. Okay, so let me see. One, two, three, and let me see if I have this command. Okay, I don't get why I'm not flying. Maybe I'm not doing it right or something. Something's going on. I really have to check my plugins and stuff. Alright, so I could use some lighting here. I've never really understood the whole light lag thing. Because usually when I put light, it's supposed to illuminate everything, but for some reason you see these like dark areas, it doesn't illuminate that well. Or who knows? Or it hasn't rendered it well yet. So one of the things I have noticed I haven't done in a while, ever since I got kicked out of CC, is that I haven't gone that much to other like server communities and things like that, and mainly because I haven't, it hasn't felt the same and everything. I really like the community, but the thing is that one of the things I really hated about CC is oversensitivity over like censorship, things like that. Like, for example, if one of the rules that they had is that you couldn't swear anything. Now, it's kind of hard, like, if you slip or something like that, um, if you slip, like, there's people that slip slip with words here and there, like, they get the bad habit of swearing, and a lot of the times they try to like halt it, but it's kind of hard to break habits, and they should be aware of that. Like, what I mean by this is that if you didn't do it intentionally, you shouldn't worry about it. But it was other stuff, like Minecraft CC was like very politically correct. Um, a lot of the admins were just complete assholes and all. And that's where the problem lies, and which is one of the things that kind of compelled me to go do a better server. A server where you don't have to worry about it that much or anything like that. Now, the thing is that I have had like issues with the rules here and there. There was there was a person that I used to work with on the server. Um, this guy was Chase Mingo, aka DJ Sound, and this guy was pretty cool, very enthusiastic and everything. But like the last couple of days that I worked with him, which was like last year, like around December or so, he kind of got in an attitude. I think he was going through like a lot of shit, and the deal is that he started like doing like a lot of stuff that pretty much was in around the same thing that Cece was doing, like completely being oversensitive and things like that. And the thing is, nonetheless, the guys, even though the guy says that he's not politically correct, he in reality is, because one of the things he would say and everything is that is pretty much his over obsession over race and things like that. And the thing with me is I don't focus on things like that. But anyway, getting back to the whole topic on CC, I know I promised not to talk about it, but it's really been a long time, and the thing is that like there's some things that really need to be said in regard to it, because there's been a number of times that like they pretty much threatened me like with libel and slander or anything like that. Now the thing is that here's what I found out recently, and I was talking to a friend. So the excuse they give is that they're not a public place. They're like more like a kind of a private institution, pretty much saying that your freedom of speech and a lot of things don't apply there. Okay. However, the in a lot of cases, if your rights don't apply or anything like that, then also it's kind of like a package deal, because a lot of like the things that pretty much defend businesses, like for example being able to sue for libel, slander, shit like that, it doesn't apply, because you're exempting yourself from everyone else. You're exempting yourself from a lot of people, a lot of things. So it's the way it works is pretty much if you have to pretty much follow a set of guidelines, rules. You just can't have some institution and expect to pretty much invalidate a lot of things that a lot of rights, a lot of laws that apply to a lot of things. But then again, expect for laws to be at your defense. In other words, it's kind of like when you put things on the table. If you say something, then a lot of the time you should consider that whatever you say is at how do you say it? Is liable to be scrutinized. So in other words, it's kind of like a fair game. If you say something, then the other person pretty much has the right to say whatever he wants in regard to it, while not violating any laws or anything, any rights or anything like that. The same goes for like CC. You can't sue someone then expect to just put something in which laws don't apply, because you're a private institution. That only gets you so far, because you can't do anything you want in a private institution that where, for example, you can't do anything illegal or anything like that and expect the laws not to apply. That's the best way I can put it. And all. I usually have trouble explaining these sort of things and all. But anyway, getting back to my server and all. I already kind of diverted from the main points and everything. As you can see here, this is kind of like a underground like fire citadel. It's and in reality, this is kind of something I kind of dreamed and everything. It's like a kind of a nightmare that. And I thought about it, and I thought that it would be kind of cool and everything. Just make it's kind of synonymous a little bit to Atlantis and all, because of the fact that what I expect to happen is that pretty much they're mining for like materials and things like that. And what happens is that there's a catastrophe and the whole city goes to kablooey and shit like that. But anyway, so there's a lot of work to be done. So for a lot of y'all who are out there and everything, I invite y'all to pretty much just come on by and just kind of help on the server, because this is not only a business venture like I said before. This is also a social experiment, a social psychological experiment that me and a couple of associates are doing, and I also wanted like to be something like for kids and everything, that they're able to do whatever they like and all, while it being like a free haven for a lot of adults who like to play Minecraft and all, to do anything they want. There's like a whole outlaw world in here that I plan to build. But anyway, guys, I guess this is all for now. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'm gonna say the same thing that I say on my other channel. Pledge to my Patreon, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.